Welcome everyone to a brand new SHIRO show. We got a cool lineup today. How is it going? How's it going, Mr. Danold?
I'm good. How are you, Pat?
Hanging in there. Just trying to get stronger, faster, better.
Stronger.
Working out. Play some b-ball, shoot some hoops. Shoot
Literally,
it up.
though, you've been playing basketball.
I have been playing basketball, and I've been watching a new anime, so we can talk about that as well.
Is it a basketball anime?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, okay. Nice. Sounds good. Well, who do we have in chat to say hi to? We've got 26 watching. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining.
6 people. Who do we got? We got Analog Black Sheep, Wiener Bob, Pudgy Bunny, Neil Henderson, Dragons of Saturn, Tales of Saturn, Paul Blortz, Lee Toast with the Most, David Zaney, Raiden, Craig Williamson, Zeed, Nathan Anderson, Peter Goro, Akir, Alex, Frogbull, Ray, and the Southern Sega Gentleman. How's it going? Or the SSG. How's it going? SSG, you're more welcome to hop in the chat and talk on Discord if you want to be on the show as well. SSG. Hop in,
yeah, he's been having a good time with the community challenge this month because it's his game. It's Gun Griffin.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to hop in and talk about it, you're more than welcome to, unless you're busy. But like I said, it's open to you, sir.
If he just wants to enjoy the show, just sit back and relax. That's fine too.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Once I'm out of the truck, well, he's on it. So whenever you hop out of the truck, it's all good.
Fair enough.
Everyone's been posed recently.
What have you been up to lately, Pat?
Well, I've been up to a lot. I've been doing some basketball, trying to get more cardio in. My cardio is pretty bad, so I've been trying to do more basketball stuff, like basketball drills and running. So I've just been trying to do more cardio stuff, get that up there so I can be able to do more weight. I feel like I can exercise more when I'm not out of breath. So I feel that's sort of my goal. And of course, lose some more weight. I'd like to get down to like in the 170s if I can, but we'll see if that's possible.
Well, not just exercise, but diet too helps with that. I actually need to go the other way around. I need to exercise more. I changed my diet and actually did lose some weight.
Nice.
But my cholesterol has not really come down according to my most recent results. So, and it's like I eat pretty healthy now. Aside from the occasional cookie, I mean, you got to live a little, right? But the thing is, I don't really exercise. I live a very sedentary lifestyle, which isn't good. So I definitely need to hop on the old exercise machine. We got like a reciprocal bike upstairs that does not get used enough.
As is all the bikes that are reciprocal.
Yeah, I guess. But
like
I mean, we've used it now and then, here and there. But yeah, I need to probably use that some more. Well, so I had a couple of days off this week from work, and we were going to go to the beach, but there was like high bacteria levels in Lake Erie. The readings were showing that it was not safe for people to go in there, especially considering, like, as I said last week, I just gotten some biopsies done, like for some suspicious looking moles on my skin. So it's like, I have open wounds. They're just protected by Band-Aids right now. Like, it's probably not good to go into E. coli infested lake water with that.
Probably not a good idea.
No, yeah. So we stayed home, and apparently it's fine now, of course, because like I'm not off, I'm not on vacation. So, but yeah, Monday it would not have been good. And then I wanted to ride bikes. You know, that seems safe. That'll be good. Something fun to do that I normally can't when I'm working. And like Bunny was trying to put a new bike seat on her bike, and she was having trouble with it. It just did not want to like go on there. And when she finally got it, she didn't like the feel of it. So it's like, we need to find her a bike seat that she's happy with. So that plan went out the out the window too. So what are you gonna do? I just ended up kind of hanging out and watching anime and sleeping in on my couple days off, which is not good for the cholesterol. Back to that.
Yeah, don't want that. Usually Usually I found doing stuff that cardio that you like to do usually motivates you more. So like, I don't like running as much, so I do like basketball because I can do running drills. So it's basketball orientated, or just like shoot hoops. And the thing is that the basketball hoop is on a hill, like it's like on a hill, so the ball rolls down the hill a bit. So if I miss the basket, it goes down the hill. I have to run and grab it. Like my rule is, if it falls down the hill, I have to go run and grab it and run all the way back. It's like a punishment thing, so that way I can motivate myself to do more fun stuff and run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds cool. I mean, I like to run. I ran track a little bit in high school.
Nice.
And when I was like exercising, when I got out of college, I came home, and a buddy of mine, I'd go over his house like 3 days a week, and we lifted weights and stuff, and we did a little P90X, which is excruciating, and but we also did a lot of like running around the block together, so that wasn't bad. But it's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah,
but
usually
anyway.
I find motivating with somebody is usually a good way to help me as well, to like
Yeah.
go to a trainer or something like that, or have a predetermined plan of people that want to work out.
Hook up your activator, Zinj64 said. I don't have an activator for the Mega Drive / Genesis. I do not have one of those crazy things. I do have a Wii though, so I guess I could hop on, do some Wii bowling, some Wii tennis,
Play some Wii Fit.
Move the arms around. Yeah, actually, we do have that fitness boxing with Hatsune Miku, which we had been playing for a while. I got out of that. I should probably get back on that again, because that gets
they also have
me
a Fist of the North Star one now, I think, too, right?
They do. Yeah, that came out before Miku, but we have the Miku one because Miku's awesome.
Hey, either way, I'd probably want to try the Fist of the North Star one. Looks pretty fun.
Yeah, you could.
Apparently, people were saying that stuff is killing people's arms, so that's good.
Yeah, Eric said, I like to run outside, but it's a bajillion degrees. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's been super hot here. Like we actually had like a heat advisory on Tuesday, I think it was, where they were like, don't go outside if you don't have to. It's a heat index of like 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Not
Jesus.
good. I think it's well over 40 degrees Celsius, or at least a little over 40 degrees Celsius. It's hot. It was too hot, so.
Yeah, there's a trick
that's
I
like
learned.
Arizona temperatures, but in Ohio.
The trick I do when that happens, I just go at night when the sun goes down. So I'll go like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and that's usually when I'll play basketball, just because it's like it's nice and dark. It's not as hot. It's chilled down a little bit. It's still pretty warm. It's like in the 80s, but you know.
That's a good way to get bitten up by mosquitoes around here, though. So
that's
the trade-off. Yeah, but anyway, I did. You know what? Saturn related. I played a little Sega Rally this week. I just felt like it. I popped in my disc and played some Rally. I'm still not good at Sega Rally, but it's still fun.
Really?
So, yeah. And you know what? Every time you play Rally, when you like play a track over and over, like you get a little better each time, and that's part of the fun of Sega Rally. Like you do, like make gains. Bring this back to weightlifting and exercise. Like you make gains in Sega Rally. The more you practice at it, which is nice. That's fun. Hi from Germany. Hi, Salty Dagger. Thanks for joining us.
Talk Salty Dagger V Gates. Yeah, no, I heard the Sega guys covered Sega Rally too. We're gonna cover that and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. Video gaming, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, Craig asked if we have a pool. We do not have a pool. There are a couple like city pools in our city, although it costs money to go to them, which I think is crazy. You have to, I don't know, it's like $5 or something, $3 for an all-day admittance, which, I mean, well, not all day. Once you leave, you have to pay again to get back in. I mean, like,
I'm
okay,
surprised.
It's only $3, but at the same time, like, my taxpayer dollars are funding this thing. Why do I have to pay more? Just let me go to the pool.
See, that's why I like HOAs. Yeah, they kind of suck if they're enforceable, but like, I mean, we have a free pool we can just go to anytime to scan in, jump in the pool. Nice and clean.
It is nice.
The new place I'm going to as well has a community pool that's also free.
Oh yeah.
Just scan in, you just hop in the pool. And of course, there's a bunch of water parks around Arizona because it's Arizona, so you have to. There's like little beach things. I kind of want to go to that one for the summer, before the summer ends, to get some rays. Be fun.
Well,
but
Not too many, or else you're gonna have to be getting moles cut off you like me.
Don't worry, that's already happened to me, so I feel that.
Oh,
Not,
okay.
they're non-bad, but I have a
Yeah.
really moly family, holy moly family.
Yeah.
So there's that. But that's it on my end. I've been watching a couple new things. I started Freerin.
Oh, you did. Nice. Love
I
it.
just finished the first part of the magic exam, where she breaks something.
Yeah, you're pretty far in then. That's over halfway through the season, I think.
Yeah, so been watching that. That's been pretty good. It took me a little bit, but I'm glad I'm finally into it, getting ready for the new season whenever that drops.
I think it's going to be January.
Okay.
Season 2. So pretty soon-ish. Less than half a year. Let's see.
I
You
don't know
like
why
it,
the credits make me sad though. Like the saddest credit songs of all time. It's like, why?
It is a pretty emotional end song. It's good though. It's really good.
Oh yeah, it's good. I just like, why do you have to play that, be that emotional? It's like, after all that stuff.
Well, I mean, it's an emotional show about loss and you know, I don't know, learning to live in the moment and whatnot. So it's a good show.
I like it, and on top of that, I'm also watching. I watched the new season of Dandadan. I watched the first 3 episodes in theater, so I just skipped those. So I'm watching the latest episode.
Yeah, understandable. Well, I am watching the English dub for that because I watched the first season with an English dub. So I think I've just watched the first 3 episodes. Is all they've dubbed so far. But
They
they've
did
been
the
cool.
new one.
I guess they have been coming out with the subs, actually, haven't they?
Yeah, it's simuldubs. Yeah,
that one isn't behind. So,
No,
but I
that
haven't
one's-
watched this week's episode.
I just like it because one of my favorite villains plays Turbo Granny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Power Rangers, the person that voices Rita Repulsa from the original Power Rangers voices Turbo
funny.
Granny.
That's good. In
I thought that was
Japanese
really
or in
fun.
English?
No, in English.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was the same actress.
Yeah, so I'm really happy about that. I like the dub of that one. It's really cool, and there's a lot of really funny TikToks for that show too. So there's like a kid that does like the voice perfectly. It's like I used to like they do like a Hispanic parody of Dandadan. It's really funny. So
Jeez.
see if
Yeah,
I can
Bunny's
find
saying in
videos of that
chat that she tried to get me a figure of Freerin, and the price seemed to be ended up being too good to be true because it was a bootleg. It was very clearly a bootleg figure. As soon as we opened up, we're like, oh yeah, this isn't right. So then we sent it back, had to get our money back, and she bought one that was more expensive. It is coming from Japan and has been coming from Japan for a month now, and it's still not here yet. So
Did you actually hit boat shipment?
I think it is boat shipment, but I mean that made it not have like $30 shipping fees. It was only like 10. It is in the United States now. It's in Chicago, so like it's getting here. It's probably maybe we'll get it next week.
The Bulls are looking at it.
We'll see. Yeah. But speaking of next week, as far as pickups, we should be getting a couple of new SHIRO T-shirts too.
Nice. I just got a new one myself.
Yeah. Do you have it to show?
I did. I got this. I didn't wear it today because I wore it on like Monday because I wanted to go with my fit. But I got the pig one.
That's a good one.
From the Young Rhythm
Young Rhythm
competition.
Nice.
So I'm happy about that.
I ordered Dave's new Virtua Fighter design where it's like smashing through the TV, and I also ordered for Bunny the Saturn Girl design that Dave drew. So
honestly, I think we're gonna be a T-shirt company at the end of this.
I know, pretty much.
Like we've just been
Dave
doing
is
T-shirts.
keeping the. To Malenko, thank you for the $2.99. Tell Dave I miss him. We miss him too, Malenko. We miss him too.
He's been busy, so we get that.
He's been a family man over the summer, spending time with his kids while he still can, while they're still young enough to be at home. So
I prefer the term family guy. So
he's a family guy.
Yeah. So, but no, he's hoping to be coming at the end of the month. We'll be having him back on. He'll be doing SHIRO stuff. Be chatting. I'll still run the show and stuff, so he just has to get on camera pretty.
Eric got the new Gun Griffin shirt. That's awesome. Thanks for the support.
Nice. Got some good support going on. I like it. Anybody else get
Yeah.
any shirts in the chat? Let us know. We had a big sale last week.
Yep. Well, T Public did, which I have to apologize. Last week I kept calling it Teespring. That's one of our old shops. We are on T Public now.
T-Public is the shirt.
Yeah, look for SHIRO on tpublic.com.
Oh. But the last thing I was doing though is I watched another anime I started. The original Slam Dunk I started.
Oh, there's the basketball anime. Nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's a Saturn game. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of. It's really good. There's a lot of like there's a lot of like sneaker references though for like Jordan stuff.
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, they're like the main character wears like Jordan 6s, and there's actually a Slam Dunk shoe they have. Like actually
Nice.
not like they use a certain shoe. It's like the Jordan 5, like the I think it's like called the Varsity Red is the name of the one that the main character wears. But there's also one that's actually Slam Dunk brand with like the comic strips on it. It's really cool and expensive as hell, but it's really cool nonetheless.
Nice. Well, once you watch the show, you're gonna have to watch the movie. So I haven't watched the show, but I watched the movie and it was good.
I do want to watch the movie again. That's kind of why I didn't watch it in the first place, because I didn't want to be spoiled on it as much, because I know there's a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, I think the movie does come after the show chronologically, so that makes sense.
Well, that's good. I didn't watch the movie then yet, but it's really good. Yeah. I like it. It kind of gives me the vibe of Initial D, like the sports anime. I always like the sports anime stuff. This one's kind of more of a comedy one though than Initial D.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty silly. I like it though. It's pretty intense. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'm still only on like episode 5 or 6 of it, so just like right at the beginning.
Oh. Yeah, you're early on with it.
But
yeah, I have watched a few episodes of that new anime, Cultural Exchange with a Game Center Girl, and that's had some fun Sega references. They're pretty much like a boy who works at an arcade. He kind of like runs into a girl from Britain who doesn't know Japanese very well, and so they're trying to like communicate as best they can with his like limited English and her limited Japanese. But they're kind of bonding over the video games at the arcade he works at. And so they played definitely not Daytona, but definitely was Daytona. He was very good at it, and she was like losing her mind. And then they played The Town of the Dead, which she ended up being. Yeah, she ended up being like an amazing shot with all the zombies. So that was fun. And in the background, they had a couple arcade cabinets for Metal Hearts. And the logo was absolutely the same style as Steam Hearts. So
nice.
that was quite
reference.
The deep cut.
Interesting.
I know, of all things.
What's the name of the anime again? Somebody was asking.
Cultural Exchange with a Game Center Girl. That is on Crunchyroll, and they are dubbing it into English, although it sort of like doesn't make sense in English. It makes much more sense in the original Japanese with English subtitles, because like she is actually speaking English. They got a voice actress who does know English to play her.
Okay, so it's not one of those like the English that the Japanese voice actors use.
No, I mean, she has to some of the English lines she has to read are kind of rough because they're being written by, native Japanese speakers. Yeah, but the actress herself does know how to speak English and Japanese. So, like you can tell when they're having like communication issues when she's saying English and he's like trying to figure out what she's saying, and then he'll try to say something in English, but maybe it's kind of awkward. I wondered how they solved this issue with the English dub. I'm like, how could they do this in English? And what they did was when he is like trying to speak English, he suddenly like is using a British accent and uses a lot of like British slang, like saying like cheerio and bollocks and stuff like that. That's him trying to speak like actual English. But when he's speaking Japanese, then he's just speaking an American accent with his English. So that's a little odd. Like you kind of get what's happening, but it's much more apparent with the original version with subtitles. So I would recommend watching that instead. I usually like to go with the English dubs on stuff when it's available. With that one, I'd stick with the subs.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you mentioned that because Slam Dunk has English too. But it's not that great. Did you ever watch the show at all?
I've not watched the show at all. No, just the
so
movie.
so there's bumpers between like the shows when it goes commercial, and there's there's a Japanese voice actor saying stuff in English, and it's not good. Here, I'll play it for the viewers at home. You guys can listen to it, but I don't think you can, Dan.
Okay. Hi guys, the first part of Slam Dunk was fun, wasn't it? That's it for great. Let's play it together. Thanks for waiting. The second part of Slam Dunk will start in a minute. Let's get together in front of TV.
Yeah, so it's not that great. Dan didn't hear it because he's obviously, not here, not able to hear it.
All of you can enjoy.
But yeah, Dan, you guys can enjoy that. Everyone that's just been hearing that. So yeah, that's the English you can expect from Slam Dunk with that. So good
Amazing.
stuff. Good stuff.
I'm
but
sure
yeah,
it was great.
But yeah, I'm excited to check that anime out. I definitely want to watch that again. It's like was it Adventures with a Game Center Girl? What did I post on here?
Cultural exchange with a Game Center Girl.
There we go. Yeah, so go watch that if you can, or if you don't want to, it's fine. But I'd recommend it. I recommend it. Sounds pretty good.
I think SSG is in the chat.
Oh, he's muted. I have to give him permission.
Yeah, unmute him.
No, he's there. He unmuted. Cool, that worked.
Okay. Hi, Sam.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Tired as good all grief. That's about it.
Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah,
welcome to the show. You're now
Hopefully,
our third co-host.
Oh hell, y'all messed up now.
We're
since you're
getting
here,
canceled.
I guess we should get into the community section so we can talk about the community challenge, right?
Hell yeah, let's get it.
All right.
Let's go. Let me get that random music.
Yes.
Go, got the music going. Alrighty. We shall bring up the community section now. Community challenge. We've been playing some Gun Griffin, and it's going pretty well from what I've heard, right?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Need more people playing.
Yeah, go play Gun Griffin. Go buy it. Go download it. Go find ways to play it and play it immediately.
Yep, just hop in the SHIRO Discord server and you can participate. We have a channel for the community challenges that we talk about it and compare notes and compare scores, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we actually have a message from the weekly updates from Gregory Rasputin.
Okay.
Which I'll read out now. All was not quiet on the SHIRO Community Challenge front this week. This week began with a fiery back-and-forth battle between How You Been and Rasputin 3000 for the first place spot in the Eurasian Commandos category, which is decided by the overall combined stage scores. How You Been surged early in the week with scores of 77k on both stage 1 and 3, the former of which dethroned Shadow Mask from his long-held spot at the top of stage 1's leaderboard. Not to give up without a fight, Rasputin made minor improvements on his personal bests for 4 stages, which was barely enough to hold on to the overall spot. This would not last. Samwise of the South, right here, re-entered the runnings for the top spot with leaderboard topping scores after leaderboard topping scores, the most notable of which was 79k on stage 3, a score which would felt impossible even a week ago. Overnight, Samwise reasserted his position at the top of the overall leaderboards with a score of 496,410 points, with Rasputin at 400,095,959 points, and How You Been with 484,303, occupying the second and third place spots respectively. The time attack category served as a calm respite for the actions with no changes, and Samurai sitting comfortably atop both the beginner and expert exercise for yet another week. There's only 1 week left for the Gun Griffin Community Challenge, so what are you waiting for? Hop into the mech and join us on the SHIRO Discord and get in on the fun, baby.
Nice, well done.
Well, yeah,
Need more people.
How has it been tackling the game for this challenge, Sam?
I mean, for me, it's been awesome because I haven't been able to play I don't know. Personally, I probably haven't really done much besides boot it up a couple of times over the past couple of years. So it's been awesome for me.
Gives you an excuse.
Yeah, it gives me an excuse. Some people that were in the server were probably aware that unfortunately I lost all of my backups on every single Saturn game I have, which is still really upsetting. Because apparently my action replay decided to die.
That sucks.
But on top of the fact that, of course, my batteries have been dead for years. That's why I've been relying on that. But on the bright side, I've been able to come back into it and, beat old scores. I've been able to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, what I recollect and what I have on video footage, I can see. So there's still four stages that I have not beat my personal best on the normal setting, and I am really hoping to get those, because if I do that, then I will probably be around 516,000 if I can do that. But there's like two levels right now. There's one level, I'm not gonna say which one. Anybody who's played the game knows it's probably one of the most difficult levels. I have gotten to the end of that level and died numerous times, like literally within 2 or 3 seconds of being done if I had just not died. And my battle score alone is like 78,000. So that, of course you got your damage and all the rest of that, but then you've got an additional 15,000 that you get just based on completion. The highest I've ever gotten on that level was 81,000. I want to beat 81,000 on that level. If I do that, I will be well over the 500,000 mark.
Nice. Well, good luck.
Yeah, you got this.
Hope you're able to grind it out. If not by the end of the challenge in the next week, then eventually.
Yeah, that, and also Shadow Mask has really put a fire under my ass whenever it comes to stage one. Not stage one, but the beginner mode time trial.
Yeah.
That 52.3 seconds is my fastest time I've ever done. Of course, I've never really tried to do what we're doing on it, and he's got me by like 4.2 seconds. Yeah. So I really, really, really want to beat that time, and I have not gotten there yet. But of course, I've been focusing on one level in particular that's really starting to piss me off right now.
Yeah.
I wonder how we cut off the 4 seconds. That must have been really hard to do.
Well, the thing is, the way that I got the 5230 is that a lot of people, they fail to realize that your HIMAX, your AUG, it's a turret. It's a tank, and whenever you're going in a straight line, you can shoot to your sides if you rotate your tank. Most people don't think about that. They're trying to drive it like a car. So I shaved off a good little bit of time on mine by doing that. What Shadow has done is he's run the entire gambit minus 4 or 5 seconds, pretty much in a straight line for the most part, utilizing turret turns. I'm pretty sure that he is utilizing, like most people apparently in the competition, they're using the twin stick, which the game isn't designed for it. It wasn't even made at the time, if I recollect correctly. But Gun Griffin gives you the ability to set your own controls. So a lot of people have figured out how to do that, of course, and they've put up all that kind of stuff. And that's awesome, because I think in a lot of ways you get more, I don't want to call it precision control from the twin sticks, but whenever you're using the analog pad, there's no sensitivity option in the game. So for you, it's just D-pad for me. Oh, so Shadow's doing it with the D-pad. That's even better, dude. So he probably understands exactly what I'm about to say. The D-pad is extremely finicky, and you can overturn very quickly. So it's memorization. It's just that one time you can push it to its level. And I mean, in a lot of respects, I even talked about it in my Gun Griffin retrospective. That's a huge part of the game, is replay value. It's an arcade shooter. It's the closest thing on the console you're going to get to a mech sim, but it's still an arcade game at its heart.
I feel you. It seems like a lot of it's just like good luck as well on top of that. Yeah,
because there's a number of levels that enemies don't come at the exact same spot, or they don't come at the exact same time. There's some levels you can pretty much memorize everything about them, but there's other levels that there's some randomness to when will this fighter come over, when will these enemies come out, and there's some levels that if you just memorize the patterns, you can actually take the enemy out before they even, because sometimes they'll spawn outside of the boundary, but right outside the boundary, and you can go blow them up while they're outside the boundary, because it's like they don't really have aggro until you start shooting at them. They don't have aggro, so they're basically like easy targets at that point.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that definitely changes it up a bit, because you could pretty much get good time just by not getting the enemies into certain positions at that point. I know a lot of the games are like that, where it's like cool, if I didn't get screwed on the RNG, I probably would have got this time.
Yep.
But yeah, it seems really intense. That seems really intense, and especially not only the fastest exercise time, but the score attack seems kind of insane too. It seems like something that you have to just like keep hammering out and getting down.
It's a whole lot about how you, from what I've gathered, and I've looked at it more this in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I've looked at it more than I've ever had, and I've been playing the game since '98. There's some measure. You get a baseline score just due to what you hit, how many, what you actually hit. But it seems like depending on what you hit it with, depending on what part you hit it, like if you hit certain enemies from behind, you get a higher score than than that same enemy if you hit them from the front. If you hit them with an ATM, you get higher scores than if you use the RP. There's a lot of stuff, but it's like there's a general idea of what kind of score you're going to get. The biggest component in it, though, is that there's special bonuses in every single level that you can get, on top of the fact that your damage does this shoot. Because I mean, you've got a resupply helicopter, and it will, to an extent, it will repair you. So you could run through the entire mission going completely ham like I did the other night, and you can beat the levels, but you're going to take so much of a detriment to your score because you took so much damage.
Yeah, no, it seems like it's the bouncing act, especially. I imagine the game, the guns that don't have any auto targeting or aiming probably gives the most points, probably, right?
There is no auto targeting in the game. Okay, so I'm kind of lying about that, but I'm not. So your RP is just a dumbfired rocket pod. Your machine gun is a dumbfired machine gun. Your gun is a dumbfired 120 millimeter gun. And the ATM, the anti-tank missile, to an extent, it is guided. But what a lot of people don't realize is that it's you can actually guide it yourself if you stay on track. So you don't actually lock onto the enemy. You have to track the enemy and keep them right in the middle of your crosshairs.
Oh, I see. So it's like it's almost like a remote one where you have to control it by putting the enemies in there, but it like goes towards the enemy
it's technically it's technically a tow. It's not actually an anti-tank missile. It's actually a tow. It's a wire guided.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I always thought it was when I played it, but I guess I was just aiming at them with the turret, so it makes sense that they would just go straight toward them.
Yep. And the crazy thing about it is that for when the game came out, it has ballistics in it. Like the guns aren't instant. You don't instantly hit the target. Depending on what you're using, there is a time delay and there is a trajectory for the weapon.
It's not hit scan, basically.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You actually have to hit your target.
That's actually really cool and unique for a game of that age.
I know, that's why I love it, dude. It is by far the best mech game on the console, in my opinion.
Nice.
Well, everybody is encouraged to hop in on the challenge and play themselves some Gun Griffin, and challenge Sam's scores and Shadow Mask scores and everybody else who's played. I noticed that Momphis was right on your heels for that time trial. Just a few seconds behind you, so he'd put up a good score too.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm not the preeminent gun griffin. I just love the game. I know there's people that do better than me, and that I honestly enjoy this competition for the fact that I get to play the game over again. But really, people are getting to experience this game for the first time or realizing why so many people actually love it. Yeah.
Which is the cool thing about these community challenges every other month. Shadow Mask said in chat, agreed, super fun game with deep combat.
But yeah, y'all keep rocking on, play you more Sega Saturn, and get some more Gun Griffin. But I gotta get.
All right.
Sounds
Well,
good. Thanks for coming in and talking with the thing. It's good to have something competing on it. It's kind of like an interview, like a ringside interview.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. We got one more week in the challenge. Get up there. I don't care if you got to get to the high seas. Get that stuff going.
All right. Thanks, Sam. Good to talk to you.
Thanks, Sam. Good talking to you, homie.
All right.
So the other thing we wanted to mention in our community section was the Sega guys put up 2 videos this week, right, Pat?
Yeah, let me go get those goes up real quick. I have to angle it, but if you want to start talking about that, I can.
Yeah, sure.
Pull up the videos while I get those up.
So for their regular podcast on Monday this week, they did the greatest Sega composers with SHIRO. They had, was it you and Dave on the show with them?
Yep,
on the
had
podcast?
me and Dave on it. Oh, I'm in the same angle.
Sega music, so that's cool. And then the video that they just put up today, which was, I believe, by Dan, the Mega Driver, was about Sega Rally 2 Perfected, the huge improvements of the PC 25th anniversary repack, which I believe was like a fan, kind of like a mod, essentially to make Sega Rally 2 run better on the Dreamcast, which was cool.
Yeah, so I definitely would love to talk about the podcast real quick. So
yeah, go for it.
So basically, with the podcast, we talked about they had a song. We talked about composers. We basically went back and forth. There was a long podcast that was like about he cut it down. It was like a couple hours, but we talked about a bunch of different composers we had on. I brought out some of the my classic ones, like the the guy did Sega Rally. We had the Brad Buxer from Sonic Adventure, or sorry, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and Michael Jackson stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the typical, and we had some non-typical ones that don't really get mentioned, and we had a good discussion. Essentially, we decided that Sega had the better soundtrack than Nintendo, because I think Nintendo took too much inspiration and didn't really work a lot with these composers. And only recently I actually looked up that they actually worked with some of the jazz fusion people they ripped off. It's like Cassiopeia composers actually worked on some of the recent Mario games compared to them when they just ripped them off. So, and Sega, I think, was less well, they had some aspect of jazz fusion to it, and the sort of that funk. It seemed more. Sure. It seemed more rock based and like sort of more funky and stuff like that. Like
it was their own take on it, kind of their own bent.
Exactly. It was more pop oriented, inspired music, which I think overall hit better. And while I do think I prefer the SNES's sound chip, I think the Sega just had the better instrumentals and music, in my opinion.
You know, speaking of Sega composers, the composer of Death Crimson, Kunitaka Kunitaka Watanabe, posted a little a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Which
Ozzy
Technohammer posted in our chat on Discord. So thanks, Technohammer, for bringing that to our attention. That was fun. He played a little ditty there on his what is that crazy little like guitarish thing that he has there. I don't know what it's called, but it's like it sounds funny. It's like a little handheld, sort of like a keyboard thing, but then it's shaped like a musical note. It's got like, looks like a mouth at the bottom of it.
Oh, is that the thing that has like that mouth on it, and you just like squeeze it to make noises?
Yeah. Well, it has keys on the neck of it.
On the top, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
I forgot the name of that, but I do know what instrument you're talking about. They did a funny cover of Not Like Us with that. It's really funny.
Okay. Yeah, he did like a guitar solo with it as a tribute to Ozzy, so that was pretty funny. So that was cool. Good on Watanabe-san.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy that everyone's giving tributes. I feel bad for Ozzy and Ozzy's family. I didn't expect him to pass. He just played a concert like not even like a couple weeks ago.
It was his farewell one though, so we all should have seen it coming.
I didn't realize that was a farewell to his life. I thought it was just like okay, I'm gonna retire now and live my retired life.
Surprise!
Die! Holy shit!
So, you getting back to your podcast? What were some of the ones that some of the other
it's Otamatone. I think Pudgy said the name of the instrument.
Otamatone. Okay, thanks,
Otamatone.
buddy.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And then yeah, on top of that, the Sega Rally one is really good. I did not know about Sega Rally and its various ports of it, but the essentially TRDR, their PC port has been modified to support like more features, new controllers,
That's
different
the PC mod, yeah, not Dreamcast.
Sorry, PC mod
Yeah,
to do that. So it's pretty clear. Like, and even looking at videos of it, like compared to the Dreamcast and the Model 3, it's almost one for one, like in the look of it, minus some
yeah, it's
details that are missing.
still not as good as the arcade, but it does look really good. It runs really well, like 60 frames a second. So yeah, it was a good mod. That's cool of Dan Driver to check it out to cover that.
Yeah, so it's about from the Sega guys' side. Do you want to go into the news articles then?
Yes, absolutely. We don't have a ton of news this week. It's been a little bit of a slow news week, but Bo Bales is always making Saturn news every week, and this week was no different with his Under the Microscope weekly feature. And this week he looked at Congo the movie, The Lost City of Zinj.
The classic, very good game from Sega. You know, just the best game on the Sega Saturn.
Excellent exclusive FPS on the Saturn.
Peter and Dave played this a little while ago, like a stream of it.
Yeah,
and they
Dave did do a stream. Peter was on there on the stream in audio because he loves Congo, and he was trying to like guide Dave and help him to play, and Dave was still kind of struggling. So it would have been good, and that's what prompted this. Actually, I was like, "Hey, Bo, like Dave needs cheat codes to Congo. There are no published cheat codes for Congo. Nope. Like, can you find some? There's got to be some." Sure enough, there are a bunch, and Bo found them. So that's awesome. Thank you, Bo. He found a level select. He found a cheat code to jump to the credits. A cheat code to watch all of the movies in the game, cheat codes for unlimited health, unlimited ammunition.
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 It's an ammunition we live in.
Yeah, the ability to skip levels and show coordinates of where you are in the level. So these are really useful codes, really awesome codes. You'll have to check out either his Rings of Saturn blog or our story on SegaSaturnShiro.com. about it. But yeah, you essentially pause the game and then you input different button sequences. They're fairly short, like 6-7 buttons, and you can achieve some of these different effects.
No, for sure. There's a lot of different, and I think it's just nutty that there's just no like. I wonder if there's like just obscure magazines that might have put it in like a bag issue that never got uploaded online. But I'm surprised none of these cheats ever came out to the public. I wonder if maybe there's just like something that nobody cared about, like so many others. It's like we don't care.
Yeah, like I wonder if just no one was writing into the magazines at the time asking for Congo cheat codes, so the magazines had no reason to like ask Sega for them, so they just never got published. Like I don't know. I'll have to look at like Tips and Tricks magazine, which was like my favorite magazine at the time. They of course had a lot of codes published for lots of games, so I wonder if they had Congo. But I think Bo usually checks for that, so I would think that he would know whether they were published. Either way, we've got them on the site now, so they will be available now for Saturn fans to learn from and enjoy.
And if you want to look at more of them, you can always go in the section for the hacks and cheats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, the coordinates, and I believe that also adds like some extra info to the map. Like that seems really useful because this game, I have not played it, but watching Dave play it, it seems like you can really get turned around and lost easily. So it seems like that would be a really useful one, even if you don't want to like full on cheat with like unlimited health and ammo, which I think that would be kind of like the last resort. Like, I just want to see what this game has. Don't kill me, please.
Or do.
Or do.
Gotta do or don't. There's no try. Yeah, there's a few of them. Like there's a level sect one. There's credits. Show movies if you want to watch the movies, which I probably don't recommend. If you want to watch the movie, you can watch the movie, and it'll be slightly more entertaining, but probably not as entertaining because I understand the Congo movie like sucks.
Yeah, I haven't watched Congo the movie either. It seems like it would have been a good one to put on one of Shadow Mask's VHS nights when he was doing that. Malenko just PM'd me and has brought it to my attention that these cheat codes spell out words, which makes sense. Like Easy Way, Zany Crew, See All Reels is like the movie one. Larceny is one.
Where were you
What's
seeing
the
this one's
larceny
at?
one? That's so he's telling me that these are what these cheat codes spell out. Okay, the invincibility one for unlimited health. It's, for example, it's LARC right up Y. That spells out the word larceny. I get it. Nice. And then we got Blaze Away. I think that's the unlimited ammo one. Sewer Race is after that. Complete the current level. And then Show Coordinates and More is Yes, Larry. I wonder if that's a reference to one of the developers. Yes, Larry. Shows coordinates on screen. Enemies
maybe
immediately
it's a reference to the movie.
kill them. Yeah, maybe it is a reference to the movie. Maybe there's a character named Larry.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, no, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Now he points out that the way this spells it out is that the D-pad, instead of being like DULR for up, down, left, right, it is spelling out north, east, south, and west. NESW. So that's how you get these words. Congrats to Malenko for noticing this, because I did like initially when I put when I was looking at Bo's article here when it went up earlier this week, I was trying to like figure out what did these spell out. I should have seen the larceny one because that one's kind of obvious, but like I was looking at the credits one. I'm like, it looks like Zowie's Cruel initially, ZA up Y, CY right left. Like, what is that? But when you change up to being what is it? So
north, south, east, and west, and
then all of a sudden it makes sense and it spells out a word.
I could see that now. Yeah, Lars.
Yeah,
Lars
lost my place on the thing, and my laptop's fighting me.
Yeah, larceny. Yeah, I see that larceny. That's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty clever. It's kind of funny that it took people this long to find an Easter egg. I wonder if some developers, they're like, yeah, they finally got it after 20 years.
Does anyone from this developer still care? I mean, the developer shut down, but yeah, I'm sure
there's got to be somebody working in an office somewhere.
Around. Right.
Yeah, like yes, they got
somebody it. Somebody finally found the Yes Larry code.
Exactly. It's like that. It's like it's been 80 years or whatever meme from like Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 80 years, and now you can play these cheat codes in a game that's pretty mid. So if you guys want to,
maybe you can have more fun with it now.
Hopefully.
Doubtful, Zany Crew. So instead of like ZA up Y, it would be ZA north Y, ZANY.
It's David Zany Crew.
And then CR, instead of right left, it's EW east west. So spell Zany Crew. Anyway, very cool. Good findings, Bo. Thank you for that. Yet another breaking cheat code news.
Always finding cool stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Always
Do we have any comments from chat? Bo the Mad Lad, Sasquatch in Time said. Shadow Mask would show the Anaconda movie before Congo. Come on, Congo has the Saturn tie-in though. You gotta.
My Anaconda don't want none unless it's got buns on. But anyways, the next article we're gonna talk about is Loaded, which is not the Metallica album.
No.
That
it is the video game.
And it's nothing to do with Metallica, unfortunately. So if you guys want some Metallica references, that sucks for you. What do you get when you mix some pew pew with some splat splat? Loaded, that's what. A 1996 top-down running gun. You take control of 1 or 6 deranged degenerates in an attempt to escape a high-security prison and chase down the FUB, Fat Ugly Boy, armed with a standard weapon and a bomb. You explore each level and mow down hordes of guards and obstacles, each exploding in a crimson tide of blood. Slick presentation with catchy music and well-implemented light sourcing almost covers up the repetitive nature of the gameplay. If gore is your jam, then step up to this Blood Factory. So this one kind of reminds me a lot of Smash TV in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of have that perspective, kind of that gameplay style, huh?
Yeah, very over the top. It's by Interplay. I think those are the guys that did Fallout or like worked on some of that. Or is that Looking Sculpt? I can't remember.
I think Interplay did publish Fallout, the initial couple Fallouts. They also published like Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
So this was our Best of Saturn this week, by the way, for podcast listeners. This was Peter Malik's hashtag Best of Saturn. Was loaded. Maybe not actually one of the best games on the Saturn, but better than Congo probably. Unless you ask Peter Malik, he'll tell you
He'll
Congo.
fight you. It gets a Saturn Gold Silver, but unfortunately, Vampire Savior didn't make the
Vampire
cut.
Savior does not. No, Vampire Savior is Kusoge. Ridiculous. Yeah, I have not played Loaded. This is one of the Saturn games that I have not played. Instead, I chose to play Sega Rally this week. I think I made the better choice.
Should.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
yeah, so
then.
there's Loaded. Very good. So our last story this week is actually 3 smaller stories. It is a news roundup that I hastily typed up before the show.
Yeah, he was telling me that I had to whip him in the shape to get him to do it. I was worried that he was not going to make it, but I had to go over his house and, apply some whippings, and he got it finished.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dan.
Thank you for the whippings, Pat. Sometimes I need them.
You're welcome. That's why your back is injured. It's not because of the cuts come the mole thing. It's me whipping you with it.
Yeah, it's true.
It happens.
They're itchy, by the way, so it kind of sucks. As they're healing, it's itchy. Very unpleasant. Anyway, so the first thing we've got on our roundup this week is that there's like I've got a typo here. I accidentally pasted in the wrong spot. Thanks, WordPress. So it's supposed to say retro achievements are being added.
I was wondering why it looked kind of weird.
Yeah, no, that's because again, hastily typed up. And
retro
I did not know where it was
Big O2 achievements.
If you want to hit reload on that page, it should be fixed now.
What are you talking about? There's no typo there. It's always said that.
Yeah, no, definitely no typo at all. We're going to edit this out of the podcast. No one will ever know.
Totally, yeah. I'm totally going to be doing that.
Brother. Anyway, so yeah, retro achievements are something that, have been added to lots of older video games to kind of give you that cheap thrill of earning an achievement whenever you do something in that game without actually playing like an Xbox 360 game. And they are it's really for emulators. You obviously can't make this work with like real hardware. And so far, as far as Saturn emulators go, it's only been like Mednafen forks, like in RetroArch or in BizHawk. Yeah, but now the developer of SHIRO, DevMeX, is working on it to add it to his emulator. Now, I suspect this is just going to be in the mobile versions, Android and iOS, but maybe he'll add it to the Windows one as well. We'll see. He doesn't have a timetable for when he's going to do this either. He just kind of like showed off a video of it working in Sega Ages Afterburner 2, which is cool, and put a couple screenshots up on X/Twitter. So it's good to see he's working on something new, keeps adding new features. He added leaderboards last month and a couple months before that to the various versions of mobile SHIRO. And now he's going to have retro achievements. So, yeah, cool stuff that WMX is adding to his emulator.
I'd love it if there was a way to add it to the Mr. Core. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, it would. But you know what? The Mr. Core is so taxed, like with how much he's got to do to make the Saturn work on that thing. He has like no extra room for that. Maybe when like the next evolution of the DE10 Nano. Comes out the next Mr. type solution that has a little more headroom. Maybe we'll get some retro cheap.
I haven't actually heard from that. There actually was one that's coming out, but I've not heard what. Huh?
Yeah, it's being worked on. Yeah.
I just haven't heard any updates on it. I haven't heard like anything about it. So hopefully it's still in development and not being worked on.
I forget what it's called. This wasn't one of my roundup things, so I wasn't prepared to talk about it. But I forget what it's called. But the person working on it did just put an update out earlier this week. I came across it on the internet. So yeah, it's definitely still been working on. So
okay, well that's good. Hopefully we get that soon. I'd like to get one of those.
Yeah, and supposedly, like the existing Mr. cores are supposedly going to be able to work on it too. So there won't be like we have to start from scratch to make all the different video game cores work on it.
Replay
So
2.
the Replay 2, is that what it's called? Yeah, okay. That's looking promising.
I didn't know they renamed it. It was something else, wasn't it? Maybe I
sure.
could be
Yeah, I
wrong.
think it was-
Let me double check.
Thanks, Analog Black Sheep. I think Analog Black Sheep is the one who posted about it in the Mr. channel on the SHIRO Discord. That's probably why I know about it.
I guess
So
that's the
thank you.
name of it. I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of worried. The last update said it was of 2017, so I'm
No, I
not
thought
sure
you
that.
just put a new update. Like,
Well, at
recent-
least that's on the FPGA arcade. So. Oh, maybe it's on a different one. I don't know. Like, I'll look it up after the show.
Yeah,
Hopefully
we'll
it'll be
look into it.
good. Oh, this is a new one. This is there's another person that was doing a FPGA. It was like somebody else though. They had like it was like a Naomi one. They had like a FPGA connector or a connector for the JAMA connector. It was kind of neat. The Mars, that's what it was. The Mars.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, the Mars is what I'm talking about. I haven't heard any updates from that. Hopefully. Okay, Replay 2 is a different person. Hopefully we'll hear something about the Mars one. I don't know what's going on with that one, but
Yeah.
let's see it. But anyways,
next.
I want to talk about the
Next
Trekkies
up-
Unite debunks emulator myth. So what's this this emulator memory card myth that Trekkies is talking about?
Yeah, so Trekkies Unite took to YouTube this week to debunk a couple of old Saturn myths. One of them is that Saturn emulation still struggles to be a viable option. He used virtual on.
Yeah, that's a bad opinion for people to have. It definitely does not struggle anymore.
Yeah, in 2025, a lot of emulators do a perfectly fine job with the Saturn. I mean, there are cases here and there where stuff doesn't work quite the same. But I mean, if you don't have original hardware, you can still enjoy a lot of Saturn games basically to the fullest by booting up an emulator, and that's cheap and easy. So he used Virtual On to compare 3 emulators, SSF, Mednafen, and Yabasan Shiro, with 3 hardware-based options. One of which was just Saturn running the original disk. Another was a Saturn with the Satiator ODE plugged into the back, and the third was a Saturn with the Saru cartridge plugged into the top. And he compared how all of those looked and ran. He kind of did like a little gimmick where he did not reveal at the beginning of the video what each of the 6 videos playing simultaneously was. And he's like, go ahead and try to guess. Just to prove the point that you can't. They all look the same. I mean, the only one that looked different off the jump was the Saru one, because it was actually not recorded by Trekkies. It was recorded by, I think it was like Chapel, who helped him out with this, because Trekkies doesn't have a Saru, but Chapel does. And so the black levels were different. Like the black looks more washed out. That isn't like a problem with the Saru. That's just, it was a different capture setup. The graphics themselves are all looking the same until early on. The Yabasan Shiro video does show like a little graphical glitch. It's small but noticeable. After that, it runs the game fine. After a couple of levels in the arcade mode, because he plays through arcade mode and all of these, after a couple of levels, the Saru does crash. That is a problem that the Saru has with Virtual On specifically. It can play a lot of games without crashing, but Virtual On, they still have not figured out what the problem is. Because of course the Saru is like totally emulating the CD block and doing its own thing with like patching each game individually. So it's not quite like a pure pass-through experience, and something going on with Virtual On just does not agree with the Saru.
Yeah.
But all the other options do make it to the end.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Hopefully they'll get that sorted out, but I mean, we've already been saying for the longest time that the Saru was going to have issues. It's still in its infancy compared to the other ODEs, so
It's a work in
shouldn't really
progress.
expect it to be perfect at this point.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people are buying it because it's a cheap option and it's a very easy option. But people do have to realize also that it's not a perfect option, at least not yet. So, but I mean, if you want to just boot up an emulator on your PC or on your phone, clearly you're going to be able to enjoy yourself some Virtual On, and it's going to run and play and look just fine, like original hardware. This section of Yabasanshiro with a little bit of a graphical glitch there, but I mean, hey, it looks good. So the other myth that Trekkies wanted to bust this week with a YouTube video was that there is allegedly slowdown in Metal Slug, which is a game that requires the 1 megabyte expanded RAM cartridge. And people have always speculated that if you used a 4 megabyte RAM cartridge instead, there would be slowdown. This belief comes from the fact that Metal Slug has slowdown on the Saturn, so it can be kind of hard to tell if there's more slowdown or less with whatever your setup is. Secondly, there are 3 SNK games on the Saturn that require the 1 megabyte RAM cartridge that have slowdown and graphical glitches with the 4 megabyte RAM cartridge. And before I get into how Trekkies' test and Metal Slug goes, I'll just expand on that real quick. Those 3 games, I believe, are Realbot Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown 4, and King of Fighters 96. And the reason for that is because those games were programmed in a weird way that was not expecting a 4 megabyte RAM cartridge to even exist. Just to simplify what the problem is, they're not expecting there to be more memory on the cartridge than just 1 megabyte. So it does like have some weird hacky programming with that. And that means that if there is a 4 megabyte RAM cartridge being used, then that results in graphical glitches with those games. Now, not all of them are affected by this. Some of the other SNK games on Saturn that use the 1 megabyte RAM cartridge are fine with 4 megabytes, like King of Fighters 97 or Samurai Showdown 3 and Realbot Fatal Fury Special. Those are fine. Metal Gear
There's also
or Metal
some weird
Slug
ones
here.
too.
Yeah.
There's also another weird use case where using the action replay memory card on some games. If you leave it like pause for a while, it'll just give like graphical glitches on the screen.
Yeah, that's like an action replay thing, you know.
So there's multiple card issues as well.
Problems.
I think it's really funny that's independent from that. On top of that,
yeah, it really complicates the issue of trying to just like explain, you know, how all these different RAM card games work. So back to Metal Slug. Trekkies did a side-by-side video of Metal Slug running with 1 megabyte RAM cartridge and Metal Slug running with the 4 megabyte RAM cartridge. And he's got him just doing the attract mode. So this isn't down to his own gameplay. It's going to be running the exact same thing on both of these. And if there was slowdown with the 4 megabyte RAM cartridge, then you would see it in this video. But there basically isn't. I mean, when I like pause the YouTube video at different points and kind of like hit the left and right caret keys or the comma and period keys to like go frame by frame, there maybe be like 1 frame difference. And it usually actually looked like the 4 megabyte cartridge was 1 frame ahead sometimes, surprisingly enough, or they would just be like perfectly in sync. I mean, it's basically not noticeable at all to the human eye. Basically the same. Now, he did put up another video right before that where because he removed the load times in the video that I've embedded in the article here. He put up another video before that where he left the load times in, and then he realized that the games were loading at slightly different rates, almost exactly, but like the 1 megabyte cartridge was loading 3 frames faster. And then a different load time, the 4 megabyte cartridge would load 1 frame faster. That might be just down to CD reading, you know, the CD-ROM reading a little faster in one or the other, or just weird random chance. I don't know. So
it could just be like getting the memory in there. Like even with the fastest speed, there's going to be some variety. It's never going to be like 100% fastest the entire time.
Perfect. Yeah. So to kind of like take that variability out with the loading and just showing how do the games run, is there more slowdown with 4 megabyte versus 1? He took the loading screens out with this other video, and you can see There's no extra slowdown. So myth busted. You can run Metal Slug with a 4 megabyte RAM cartridge, and you'll get the same experience.
Just be careful using an action replay. There's going to be some weird issues with some of them, so that's another show altogether.
Yeah, maybe just use the original cartridges that came out in Japan.
If they work,
so thank you.
Unlike mine.
Yours doesn't work. That sucks.
No, I tried. I've threw 2 different ones. They don't never work on my cartridge slot. It really sucks.
What the heck?
And it's on both my Saturns, my gray one and my white one. So I don't know.
So it's the cartridges, not the Saturns.
Yeah, because the other cartridge stuff works. I cleaned them up. I oiled those things up, but still no.
That's weird.
I think Sega just hates me. It's probably the most reasonable explanation.
Clearly. That's the problem. So yeah, thanks to Trekkies for checking these out. These were a couple of very cool comparisons. I don't think he's done with the comparisons either, because he alluded at the end of the video description that the jury's still out on Marvel Superheroes and whether it has more slowdown when you have 1 megabyte cartridge or no cartridge, since the 1 megabyte is optional. And people have always said, well, it actually runs slower with the 1 megabyte, so you should just run it without the cartridge. So I think he's going to test that next. That'll be cool to see.
Alrighty, the next one's the big O2, and it's the Japanese Saturn sales numbers. So how exactly did he find these sales numbers at all?
Yeah, well, the big O2 or O squared, I think it's probably a reference to oxygen, big O2.
Or it could be a reference to the anime Big O.
Yeah. So I thought I put a link to the thread in here, but it disappeared. So he's made a thread in Sega Extreme on the forum about sales numbers he's been finding in a couple of Japanese magazines. Sega Dreamcast magazine and its successor, Magazine Dorimaga. And those had some sales numbers of both Dreamcast games and Saturn games. So he's been compiling them into this great big thread. And I have found it very interesting. And so I wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit here. He just posted today the top 100 sales in Japan for Saturn games. As of March 2000, he found an issue that had the sales as of March 2000, which is a good spot to be taking the sales from, because that was the month that the very last retail game for the Saturn came out, which was Final Fight Revenge. So, and that game probably was not going to be doing gangbusters. So, this is pretty much going to be final numbers. The only caveat is that it does not include re-releases. That's just the way the magazine compiled it. Yeah, a lot of these games did get like Satakore budget re-releases, and those were not included. So some of them, if you want to include the re-releases, would have higher numbers. Numbers I've seen have shown Sakura Wars 2 is actually selling more than Sakura Wars 1. I think on account of re-releases, and maybe a lot of people were like initially buying Sakura Wars 1 in like used games shops. Yeah, and they loved it. And so when Sakura Wars 2 came out, like everybody just like jumped on buying new copies. They didn't want to wait. But this list shows, that Sakura Wars 1 is like 6th place. Sakura Wars 2 is 10th place. Still, those are 2 top 10 games. There's a lot you can go over. What's also nice is that on the far right hand side, next to the sales numbers, he's got the release years, the Japanese release years, and they're color coded too. So you can kind of like see at a glance when all these games came out.
There's some surprising ones on this list. Like, I didn't expect the Evangelion game to be 21st, but I guess that makes sense with the anime coming out on that same time.
It did. It was like the only Evangelion video game. It came out like toward the end of the season's airing of the show's airing in Japan, and that show was massive in Japan. I've looked at the ratings before. Like, it really was like topping the charts. It started off like really low. Nobody really cared. And then it's like word of mouth just like spread like wildfire. And people were like super into Evangelion by halfway through the season.
Absolutely.
And by the end of it, it was on fire. So people were really anxious to play the game. And of course, Sega had a hand in the anime's creation. You don't just see Saturns in the anime being played, but like I think they helped fund it. and they had
I
exclusive
don't even
rights
know
to
that.
the games initially. I think they did help fund it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they helped monetarily, and that's why they got Saturns in the anime, and they got the tie-in with the games on the Saturn. Yeah, so that's that is kind of neat to see that people, in Japan were like super excited about Evangelion, and here it is, evidence of it in the sales charts.
Yeah, no,
Some
no.
notes that.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I gotta say it is cool. It's cool seeing a lot of these ones that's like we find obscure, but it's probably really well selling in Japan. Like the Shin Megami games sold pretty damn well. Your favorite Darkstalkers games up there that didn't get Best of Saturn.
Yes,
Silver.
yeah, it is. Well, so the one that actually sold higher there as far as Darkstalkers games was Night Warriors, so Darkstalkers 2, which did come out here, and it is awesome. But my favorite is Vampire Savior, which is on the top 100, but it didn't sell nearly as well. So I don't know if that comes down to the fact that, but that's interesting. So does that come down to the fact that Darkstalkers 3 required the RAM card? And so that was kind of like a barrier to entry, and so it didn't sell as well? Or is it just the fact that it came out later in the Saturn's life by a couple of years, and people weren't as interested in the Saturn? Or they're moving on to the PlayStation? You'll have to speculate, but it is interesting to see.
Geez, all four Evangelion games are in the top 100. Explains why I see them so often for cheap. Like the Evangelion games, I always see them, and if people are selling bulk Saturn stuff, it's always there's a copy or two in there, every time.
There's Girlfriend of Steel or the Second Impression or something.
Yeah,
because they sold hundreds of thousands of copies.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So only one game sold more than 1 million copies. That was Virtua Fighter 2 at 1.7 million. So it did gangbusters. And only 11 Saturn games sold more than 500,000. The 11th place, by the way, was Nights Into Dreams.
Just barely.
Yeah, and I saw somebody in chat said they're surprised that Nights didn't sell more. Wartoff said, I expected Nights to have sold better. Yeah, I mean, 11th place is still nothing to sneeze at. Here's the thing. Even though this is a top 100, and you might see some games, they're kind of low down there. This is still the top 100 out of like 1,000 games that were released in Japan. So this is still a huge achievement to make the top 100. And this is the cutoff at the top 100 is just over 100,000.
Yeah.
Like 106,000 copies were sold by Pia Carrot E Yokoso 2. So basically about 100 games, maybe 110, 115 games, if we could go a little lower, sold 100,000 copies or more. So that's like 900 games sold less than 100,000 copies.
The one thing I do think is nuts is House of the Dead came out right towards the end of that console's life, and it already was the top 100 sellers, 138,000 copies. That's pretty nuts.
There were quite a few 1998 games.
Yeah, Soccer Wars 2 I think also came out pretty late as well, which is also kind of nuts. Got that high up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so there are two games that released in 1998 in the top 10 here. We've got Soccer Wars 2 at 10th place and Super Robot Wars F Final in 9th place. Those both came out the same month, April 1998, which was a month before the Dreamcast was officially announced to exist by Sega. People already knew the Dreamcast existed and was coming because it had come out at like the news had broke at like the Tokyo Game Show before that, and rumors had been circulating before that. But people knew the Dreamcast was coming, and yet these two games still sold that highly to make top 10. But yeah, there are a lot of other 1998 games that made top 100. Sentimental Graffiti, Mobile Suit Gundam, Giren no Yabo, Pro Yaku Team no Tsukuro, which is let's make a pro baseball team.
Nice. Always those baseball games.
King of Fighters 97, the soccer RPG that Sega put out that sold really well.
The RPG.
Yeah, Vampire Savior was like I said, 75th place, and that was 79th place, like you said. Yeah, so a lot of 1998 games. One thing I did find interesting though, even though like there are quite a few 98 games, of the top 10, of the top 30 highest selling games, All but 7 of them came out before 1997. So 94,
Jesus.
95, 96. Yeah. So only 7 games in 1997 or 1998 made the top 30. So sales did clearly kind of decline for the Saturn after the end of 1996. And what happened at the beginning of 1997 in Japan? Final Fantasy VII came out on the PS1. Is there a correlation? Maybe.
Yes. Answer's yes.
Yeah, the answer is probably yes. Another thing, I kind of counted this out. Of these top 100 best-selling Saturn games in Japan, 44 of them came out in the West. Only 44. 56 never left Japan.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
What is? Yeah, the most popular games in Japan on the Saturn, and 56 of the top 100 we never got. And this is why we have so many fan translations, because we long for what we could not have.
To be completely fair, though, a lot of these ones are actually very anime-based games, like the Evangelions, the Super Robot Wars, the Mobile Suit Gundams. I'm trying to find where Pendragoon Saga is. Pendragoon 2 made it to 33rd. I just don't know where Saga went. I think it did.
It did not make the top 100. No. Now there is like a list in this thread for RPGs. Let me scroll up and find it and see if I can find Ezel. Yeah, no, they didn't have the sales for Ezel Saga, so I don't know how much Panzer Dragoon Saga sold. It was clearly fewer than 100,000 copies. I guess that just was not much of a hit. Surprisingly enough,
in the cards.
Even though Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2 sold pretty well, they're both definitely well into the top 100. But Saga was not there. Let me do a search for Ezel in this thread. Nope, it's not here. So
what is
I don't know how much that's sold.
Or is it a text document on the site?
In his thread, he's got some text. No, it's an image. I took the image straight from the thread, but he does have some other information that's text-based. Like he's got sales, like the top 10 sales in early 1999 for the Saturn, and then they eventually switched to the top 3 sales because everything outside the top 3 was selling fewer than 1,000 copies at that point. It was rough.
Damn.
Yeah, so to make it look a little better, maybe they're like, let's just cut to the top 3 because those are at least still selling 5,000 copies.
Something else about Shining Force. Shining Force 3 Scenario 1 got 83rd, and I imagine the other 2 and 3 weren't on the list. But Shining the Holy Ark is 80 as well. Yeah, so
I can give you numbers on those. 88. So Shining Force 3 Scenario 2 ended up selling about 70,000 copies. So yeah, not 100,000. It's quite a drop from the 130,000 copies that Scenario 1 sold. Considering they only were like 5-6 months apart, like that is a surprising drop. So I don't know, maybe Sega of America, maybe it made sense to not do Scenario 2 and 3 because it wouldn't have been financially viable. They would have.
I mean, they did Saga, and that one didn't do that great.
Yeah, I know. Maybe they were already committed to that one, but once they were already committed to Scenario 1, and then they saw what Scenario 2 was doing in Japan, they were like, maybe that's not the best idea. Scenario 3, Scenario 2 actually ended up selling 79,000 copies. Not quite as bad but not great. Let me do I swear I saw it. So, okay, Scenario 3 sold like 66,000 copies, it looks like. So another drop, but not nearly as bad from 2 to 3. So it seems like if people were willing to move on to Scenario 2, they were probably willing to move on to Scenario 3 as well. They probably stuck it out. But yeah, they lost a lot of people from 1 to 2.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Police Knots. Somebody asked about Police Knots as well. I'm not seeing it on here as well. I can see that one being cannibalized because it's technically a port. Because they had Police Knots for the 3DO, they had Police Knots for the PC 98. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just didn't, or they didn't do that great because everyone already played it.
Yeah. It's like you said, there are a lot of anime games on here that like Western audiences probably wouldn't have been familiar with. They wouldn't have known about Gundam. They wouldn't have known about all those different IPs that are in the Super Robot Wars games. Those are extremely popular in Japan, but it was a mashup of different anime that we just would not have known about here. So I get that. That makes sense. But I mean, some of the other ones, there are lots of fighting games on here that we didn't get. X-Men versus Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, Vampire Savior. Those would have, found an audience, I think, if they brought them here. Even some of the RPGs, Grandia, Devil Summoner.
Lunar 1 and 2.
I think there would have, Lunar 1 and 2. Like, people would have bought those here, but they just didn't get a chance. And that's too bad. I think even Sakura Wars might have found an audience if they, put a little advertising behind it and they went ahead and localized it and put it out. Even if they called it something weird, I think they were originally going to localize it as Demon Wars or something. Like, okay, fine. Like, I think people would
probably get rid of the girl. They probably want to either they're going to go all in on the girl game, or they're just going to be like, they just remove the girls and just have like your main character on there. Each what's the name? Just on the main character on there with the sword and stuff. And Americanize it.
I mean, that would take away like half the game. There's no way they could.
Well, I mean, they would have the game, but they just put him on the main cover of it and be like, "Oh, it's Ogami,"
cover,
like, and like he's fighting a demon or something. I could see them mucking about with that.
Yeah. Okay. I have a link to the thread now. Bad. If you reload the page, there should be a link to the thread at the top of that little part. So, you can see this. Really, the stuff that Big O2 has been posting deserves more of a deep dive. And I just didn't have the time or the space here in a news roundup to get into it. But I think
he does like
really
the top 500. Oh shit.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Dreamcast stuff in there. Some of the Saturn numbers he initially found. Yeah, he's got Dreamcast stuff, and some of the Saturn numbers he found were from like 1997. So the Saturn was still selling games; it was still in progress. But like the ones he posted today that I've got in my story are from March 2000. So those are going to be fairly complete.
It's crazy. People were nuts about semen.
Yeah, they are.
They really love their semen.
Sorry, I've been looking at checks. I've been looking at all this other stuff.
Yeah, like it's got like the biggest amount of sales. Number one. Oh god, behind. Wow, people bought semen more than they bought Sonic Adventure.
That's why Sonic's been struggling. They talk about Sonic
lack
not really
of semen.
Popular in Japan. The people just don't care about Sonic in Japan.
I guess so. I mean, it was number 2, so I wouldn't say nobody cared about it. It sold pretty damn well. And Code Veronica,
I mean, like
of course,
in general, to this day, like Sonic struggles to get as much popularity as he has in the West.
Yeah, dang, this is a nutso list. Spirit of Speed is last. That's funny. 87 copies. That 87, only 87. And I guess people don't like football either. 252 copies. Yeah, NBA, wow. I'm surprised NBA 2K got so low as well. Like,
I mean,
that's nuts. I'm surprised. Like, that's like right around the time. Like, I guess maybe Jordan stopped playing around that time, so maybe people just stopped caring.
Maybe.
Still though, damn.
So thank you to Big O2 for finding all this stuff and publishing it in on Sega Extreme. It's been awesome to see, and I hope he finds more and keeps putting it out there.
We'll definitely be covering this, but this is a cool ass article. I didn't even know that. Man, R.I.P. to NBA 2K. This is Japan sales, so maybe
it's Japan sales. Yeah, this is not American sales. I'm sure it sold much. I mean, basketball's not exactly the most popular sport in Japan, so of course it's not going to sell that much.
Dang, R.I.P. Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk died. JoJo 45 though, respect. Respect on the JoJo fans.
But yeah, another thing I think is kind of cool about the getting back to the Saturn sales is kind of seeing how the tastes are a little different between Japan and the West. Because I mean, like we were talking about, Knights didn't sell. I mean, it was 11th place, but you'd think it would have sold better. It did sell better than that. It was definitely in like the top 5 in the United States. But I guess it just didn't hit quite as much, or other games just hit more for the Japanese audience.
You have to keep in mind that there is a more selection in Japan too. We only have like like maybe
Right.
like a tenth of their library compared to the 700 I imagine after or the 1,000 they had. So the
Yeah, well, we
300
got
we
like
had.
200
So
games, so
yeah,
like a fifth. Yeah, 250 games, something like that. You're certainly not seeing Madden on this list, which was the highest selling Saturn game in the U.S. Because we love our American football. You don't see Tomb Raider on this list, I don't believe. I didn't see it. So Tomb Raider did not sell 100,000 copies, but that's a top 10 game in the U.S.
yeah.
There are a lot of fighting games on here. I feel like the fighting game genre, carried the Saturn. And I was actually debating this a little bit with the Big O too in the thread. He kind of disagrees with me on this, but I feel like as the fighting game genre declined a little bit in popularity, that the Saturn sales declined and the Saturn's popularity declined. Because I mean, you kind of notice where the different years fall, and the fighting games are. All this top 10 is a lot of fighting games with Virtua Fighter 2, Fighters Mega Mix. Even Fighting Vipers is like 14th, so that's pretty high up there.
You have to keep in mind that a lot of the fighters moved to more 3D orientated like gameplay as well. Like towards
Yeah.
like the end of the 90s, it was all like about Tekken Tag. It was all about, even though it's
Right.
garbage, that the Street Fighter version of that game.
But then
it
you've
went all
got Dead or
3D.
Alive is a 1997 Saturn game, and it only made 73rd on this list. So it's like if they were still hungry for just 3D fighters, and fighting games were still just as popular as they
Yeah.
had been a couple years prior, then like you'd think that still would have been a top 20, top 30 game, and it wasn't. And there were other 3D fighters that aren't even on this list. Anarchy in the Nippon and D Third, stuff like that. Like that's not on here at all.
Yeah.
So I feel like fighting games, as they declined a bit, the Saturn's popularity declined a bit. I mean, the visual novels and the romantic adventures kind of took its place a little bit. Like those were still selling pretty well, but those ended up being like the only games kind of that were selling for the Saturn toward the end in 98, 99. And I guess those just it's more of a niche genre than
No, that makes sense.
other things. Yeah. But anyway, so that was our little discussion, our long discussion, I guess, on Japanese Saturn sales.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we had this discussion. I think we talked a lot about it, and it was surprising seeing some of these placements on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Was there
Lunar
anything
2
else
being
that
so low is
surprised you?
crazy. For the most part, no. I'm surprised that the more of what got first place. Like I didn't expect Sakura's being that high, or stuff like all the anime games being so high up on the list. But I guess I underestimated the weebs that owned video games in Japan. So
And the Saturn in particular.
exactly,
It's a weeb's paradise of a console.
exactly.
Or otaku. I guess they would wouldn't they be otaku?
Same
They're
thing.
in Japan and they're
Same
into
thing.
anime. Yeah.
They both are losers, so it's all good.
Wertoff said, I'm not surprised developers didn't spend energy trying to optimize Saturn ports. Many of these games didn't sell enough to cover the cost of development. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, if only about 100 games sold over 100,000 copies, and that means 90% of games that came out sold less than that. Probably a lot of those much less than that. So it's like, yeah, not every game was successful in Japan, even though Saturn was overall pretty successful in Japan. Yeah, a lot of PC98 ports. Neil Henderson asks if Mr. Bones is on the list. No, Mr. Bones is not a top
Thank
100
goodness.
game in Japan. Sadly, it's not a top 10 game in America either. Sadly.
Let's keep it that way. Maybe bottom one, right on the bottom. It's number one for Pat, and
Poor Mr. Bones.
it got boned. Already,
Well,
I think that is about time for our show, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we've got. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's thank our patrons.
Yeah, let's thank our Patreones or Patrones. Alrighty, so let me just get the list up. I have to widen this. It's not giving me the... It's kind of weird that it doesn't give me like the sorting options unless I open the window enough. But big shouts out to Murder of Crows, Emerald Nova, Johannes Fetz, Paul Blort, Sega Steve, Cerulean, Chris Piper, Daniel Fredrickson, Derek Pasquarella, aka A-Team, Evil42, Fat Trunk Friend Otaku, Gem Clasher Rank, Linewing Production Publishing, Momphis, No More Guy, Nutrageous, Orlando Guy, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinked, Stoneman, the Sega Guys, and of course Young Money Sowee. If you guys want to back us at the... Huh?
I said thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yep, thank you. If you guys want to back us at the $10 and up level, we will shout you out on the show during our live show, and anything even at $1 will be in the credits of the show after the show's done, in the credits for the YouTube. Obviously you can't see the credits on the audio portion, but I mean it's going to be there.
Silently.
So yeah, no, and if you guys can't back us financially, you can always or regularly, you can always go to our store. We got a new store up. We've consolidated into one store, the TeePublic.
TeePublic.
So got a lot of cool designs on the store you guys should check out.
And some new designs.
Yeah, we got the virtual Saturn shirt. So that's pretty cool. Got that. Dan's got that in the mail coming, so he'll show that off on the next show.
Should get it Monday. Yeah, I will. I'll be wearing it next week on the show. I'm number one Pudgy.
Thank you for the $2,
$2 to clown on my girlfriend.
And again, he did it twice.
Oh, because he wants that number one ranking in chat. Pudgy can't keep up. She's busy making cod for dinner and baked potatoes.
Making Call of Duty. Twice to be sure. Yeah, I got double tap. You definitely won on that one.
Yep.
Thank you. But yeah, we have a lot of cool designs. We got like the Jung Rhythm shirt. We got the SHIRO Knight shirt. We got Gun Griffin shirt for the challenges.
Shirt. Yep.
We got the Saturn Girl. So we got a lot of cool new designs, and I'm excited for people to pick these up.
We have hats and mugs and stuff too. If you like, it's like a drop down or something. So the sort and filter.
Oh yeah, I guess we can do that. I feel bad for apparently you can get it on hats. So yeah, there you go, hats.
Well, we have like stickers and magnets too, phone cases.
Oh, pins. You have to specifically call it up. Yeah, we have hats.
Yeah.
I kind of want the SHIRO Knights one now. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully the person Max Neil Henderson didn't. Was it Max or Neil that asked about the hats?
Yeah, somebody wanted your hat specifically, and as you can see, we do have the logo on a hat, but I don't know if you can get it with like a yellow bill specifically. You have to go through the options. Maybe you can.
Maybe there's like it looks like it's a solid colors. You can't you get a trucker hat or a dad hat. I'm surprised it's not called. I guess you can't. I guess Snapback is technically copyrighted.
Yeah, probably. They'd come up with their own names.
So yeah, you can get either one. So we have hats. We have I didn't see the drop down because damn cursor, but have that. We got stickers, magnets, phone cases. So if you want Saturn Girl in your phone case, you could do that. Home goods, the mugs, tapestries, wall art.
Yeah.
We don't have any of those yet. So.
Oh, we don't. Okay, we're gonna have to.
Can we get pillows? Yeah, we get pillows. So if you guys want to sleep on my face, or something else with my face, I'm not gonna mention on the show. You can do that. Pig. Yeah, you got lots of options. There's a lot of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of different options here for you guys if you want it. Even baseball T-shirts.
Thanks, Malenko, for buying a purple Jung shirt. He says it's great.
Thank you. Good. I'm glad. Both Malenko. My dad's a trucker. What kind of hat do I buy? You buy them both and you put them on together.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Gotta show off your locks, absolutely.
Exactly. But yeah, there's also Discord if you guys want to join the community. We have a Discord chat. Should be a Discord that we can hop in. We'll do community challenges. We do announcements, interact with us a little bit. And and our usual social media sites. Yeah, I think
thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep, thanks for watching. And remember, you must play Sega Saturn.